Hello and welcome. Today we will be talking to you about our business venture plan for Selco, India to produce a hybrid solar vehicle for the Indian market. Here's a little background info on the team members. The team is comprised of Mark Kubis, who holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and currently works as a maintenance manager at ArcelorMittal. Yanzi Wang, who graduated as marketing major, has previous experience as a sales representative at Shengi Optical Company. Fanny Krishna Purapalli holds a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering and was a chemical process engineer at Grissom Industries. A brief overview of who Selco is. Selco actually was founded in 1995 by Dr. Harish Hande and also Mr. Neville Williams. Currently, their company has 295 employees and they have 40 energy service centers throughout many different areas of India. Currently, it provides service to 120,000 customers in many parts of rural India. So you might be wondering what sort of services and products that Selco provides to its customers. Selco provides systems that allow rural customers to harness solar and biomass energy to provide electricity and heat to accomplish many of their daily functions. They also sell complementing products such as appliances and lights that can use the energy being harnessed. Finally, for those customers that cannot afford to buy the solar systems or other lighting systems that Selco provides, they allow them to lease them so that they can use them without having to purchase them. Selco has a new strategic initiative. This initiative is supported by basically the company's mission, which is to provide clean and sustainable energy solutions to rural India. Going forward, their initiative mission is going to be harnessing sustainable energy to provide transportation vehicles that are not reliant on traditional fossil fuels. The minimum winning game that Selco will be implementing would be the business strategy minimum winning game. This is because they will be leveraging their knowledge and past experiences of developing solar power and innovative solutions to solar power into a bike. They will be making use of new technology in vehicles such as the 3-junction concentrators and thin film photovoltaic cells, which will allow them to offer a product that sets itself apart from others in the market. Also, by forming a collaborative partnership with an Indian motorcycle company, they will allow them to both be able to benefit from their shared knowledge instead of developing bikes separately. These photos are to help illustrate how solar panels have been implemented in a number of different motorcycles and scooters, as a reference as to how individuals and some companies have had ideas on implementing solar power into transportation. As mentioned earlier, Selco will be utilizing a 3-junction concentrator with its solar panels. This basically acts as a magnifying glass to help collect and direct the sun into the cells, while also tracking the sun's movement. The tracking of the sun's movement is almost like a sunflower. This way it makes sure to pick up the optimum amount of light possible for that time of day. So what makes a solar-powered motorcycle in India disruptive? It would be disruptive because of its overall simplicity in operation and familiarity to people. People are familiar with motorcycles and mopeds, so modifying them with solar cells would make them easy to operate, and most people would be familiar with their operation. Also, having the ability for the battery to be charged when in operation or being parked means that the customers do not have to worry about finding charging stations or worrying about when they have to charge their vehicle, since it would do it most of the time by itself. Another factor making the solar-powered motorcycle disruptive is that it provides convenience to the customers in India, especially those in rural areas. The solar panels themselves remain 90% efficient over a period of 20 years, while the batteries themselves also have a lifespan of 3 years. This means that required maintenance and replacing parts is not very frequent, making them easy to use and maintain. The solar panels are also protected from dust and rain, minimizing the chances that they can be prematurely damaged by the harsh conditions that they could experience. Affordability plays a critical part of the acceptance of the hybrid solar motorcycle as being a viable alternative to traditional vehicles. The affordability comes from designing the bike that can meet the needs of the customers in the intended market. A typical 2 kilowatt hour battery has a range of 80 kilometers and a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour, which meets the requirements of most common customers in India, especially those in rural areas. This relates to the price. Price is actually proportional to the performance of the vehicle, so adding more speed or more range comes at a greater cost as far as price. As is shown here, the current market price of vehicles, especially those in India, is $1,000 for a two-wheeler in India, and cars, the lowest being $4,000. The current market of two-wheel vehicles shows that basically the price of $1,000 is the lowest point. This means that we need to have a hybrid solar motorcycle around this level of price to ensure its viability as an alternative. Going forward, the cost of solar panels will continue to fall due to the increasing efficiency of solar panels to generate electricity. This means it will make it cheaper to implement solar on vehicles and make them more attractive through better possible pricing going forward. The customizability of a vehicle also factors into the price. The ability to scale and customize the vehicle provides a number of different possible configurations. These configurations can cater to different needs of many different customers. The table below shows a number of different vehicle configurations, just to illustrate the fact that adding different technologies or materials can provide a greater gain in driving range or higher top speeds, but there is a trade-off. The trade-off is that the greater amount of customization and add-ons reduces the affordability in the price. The customer base we are looking to target with this solar-powered motorcycle is the rural Indian market. The two photos here illustrate the targeted customer base, which is rural India, showing no transportation facilities or infrastructure. It would be considered a niche market because it is targeted at a group of people living in a rural area who do not have access to reliable energy sources. However, this hybrid vehicle would also be sold to people outside of the target market because it does appeal to people of other areas. Here are two brief clips showing how rural residents get around via bikes and also using tractors. Crossing the chasm is a vital point for Selco in this instance. Helping them to cross this chasm would be to employ a whole product concept, and in doing so have a product that will meet most of the target market's expectations. We plan to help complement this by utilizing Selco's reputation of customer service and pricing structure to win over customers. While utilizing their reputation, we want to try and avoid overextension, which could lead to a degradation in customer experience and possible problems that could impact the business. It could also impact Selco's reputation as a result as well. The growth of solar in this instance has actually helped create greater awareness of the technology to customers. This in turn has helped more concepts to come to fruition and also made people more accepting of them. The graph below is to help illustrate how multiple technologies related to solar energy have progressed over the years, and the organizations that are helping to push it out of obscurity and create greater customer awareness. Going forward, Selco should continue to distribute its solar panels through its collaborations. In doing so, it will continue to build brand awareness and also have a source of capital. The development of the hybrid solar motorcycle will actually act as a complement to its existing business and continue to build up its repertoire of different products. Funding as a capital requirement for this project would come possibly from the Indian government from its solar program, which could be a possible $2.5 billion. Also, low-cost World Bank funds are available through the PV lending program of the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. Besides the Indian government, there are a few major investors and partners who might be interested in helping provide capital for the development of the hybrid solar motorcycle. These can come from a few different sources, some more socially focused than others, but in all, they could provide a good partnership for the company to help develop new technology and a new product for their market. Some of the challenges and risks that Selco is going to encounter when developing this motorcycle would be the huge capital requirement. Undertaking a project of this size means that there would be a large capital requirement in tooling and also the development. The collaboration with the leading bike manufacturer could possess a problem. If they cannot secure it, it means that they might have to develop the bike from the ground up, or the project might be scrapped altogether. Complementary assets also come into play. It means they also have to help develop other systems and also work with other people, so they might have to have more investment into other systems as well. Securing a long-term finance from investors could also be tricky, as they might not see a benefit to them, or they might not see the profitability for themselves in this. The skilled workforce is another problem. Having the people able to assemble and develop the product could be a possible problem. Below is a chart showing Selco's revenue and profits over the past 3 years. Even though they have small revenue, their profits are marginal as well. It means they do not have a lot of capital to work with, and that most of the money would have to come from an outside investor. So how we plan to implement the selling of these vehicles to their customers is to utilize Dr. Harish Hande, the good reputation of the company and its brand awareness, to get their name and their product out there. Utilizing their collaboration with financial institutions will also mean that they can help secure financial funding for these customers to get into these products. To get the customers into the product does have to be in the $1,000 to $2,000 price range. This also can be changed depending on the specifications of the vehicle. This, however, does allow a profit margin of 22 to 24% left over for Selco. Selco actually has one of the best distribution and customer services for rural India. They provide free service for their products for 1 year. This allows them to create brand awareness and a good relationship, but also allows them to distribute the product effectively to their customers. Currently, word of mouth is their best way of getting people into their products. Also, user demonstration programs help encourage that as well. Basically, the Indian government could also help by encouraging people to try out the technology or offer incentives. Going forward, a progression from a motorcycle could be made into larger vehicles, such as a 4-person or even other vehicle configurations. The expansion into larger vehicles could also mean that there could be more room for greater technology boosts, such as a wind turbine, to boost performance and range of the vehicle. And here we will leave you with a picture of rural India. As you can see, there is one person on a motorcycle, but there is relatively no traffic. So this is the area we are looking to help develop and bring a little more value to. Here are some of our references for the data we have used and some of the pictures we have utilized in our presentation. And thank you for viewing our video today.